whatever it was big and...
You sure it took him into the air shaft?
Disappeared into one of the cooling ducts.
My question is, it's using the air ducts to move around.
You know, the primary air shaft may work to our advantage. We can lead it through, down to the main airlock.
Who gets to go into the vent?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Slipping Out. I've actually brought this episode forward to before I was initially going to release it, and the reason for that is a gaming website, chrono.gg, have been in touch with me. Now, if you haven't heard of them, check them out. They do some awesome daily deals on games. Right now we've teamed up, and by using the link in the description you can get Alien Isolation with a whopping 75% off. And I'm not just saying this, my friends know I do love this game. It's a game that I keep coming back to play, and if you want a good horror or good scare jump game for $10, it just does not get much better than this one. But you've got to be quick, it's for a limited time only, so get it whilst you can.
What do I need to do?
Ripley, you lead it into the primary air shaft. We trap it on the lower deck. Then Ash opens the airlock. Lock down the maintenance hatches with Parker, Lambert, and me are tracking it on the way. Let's do it, people.
Alright, now for those of you who saw the original Alien Isolation episode, you may remember what Ripley looks like when we take the camera away from her first person view. For those who haven't seen it yet, here it is again, and as you can see, most of her back and upper chest is missing, simply because you'd never be able to see it anyway, and if it was there, it can always lead to problems with the camera clipping through body parts during certain animations and such. So it's just easier for it not to be there. During this episode, as we always do, we're going to be taking a closer look at some of the things that we can't always see, like the finer details. One of them that I wanted to know was over on this console that has some sticky reminder notes stuck to it. As you can see, the reminder notes is a list of drinks with names next to them. Now, the names aren't names that I'm familiar with from the game itself, so could possibly be people who worked on it. But what I find funny is the line underneath the names that reads, "Where does this milk come from?" Indeed, where does the milk in space come from? Alright folks, if you get nightmares or you're a bit squeamish, now could be a good time to look away, because it's that time when we check out a character's model, and it can be quite horrific if you've not seen it before, especially when they look this good. The attention to detail in this game is awesome. I could literally look around this game for days, and a bit later on I'm going to be showing you something that I couldn't quite believe when I first saw it. So we've managed to pick up the equipment, lock down the vents and make our way to the landing claw. Now during the DLC Crew Expendable, when we come to the landing claw, we're walking around the top part of it on the upper walkway, but I wanted to take a look at what's down below at this point. Not only can we see the slime hanging from the claw, but right down at the bottom we can find an open doorway that leads to space. Funnily enough, you can actually see this doorway by playing the game normally if you look from the correct angle, and at first I was thinking, why is this doorway even here if we can't get to it? But all shall be explained later in the video.
I'm at the primary shaft. Wish me luck.
I don't often do general gameplay in my videos, but seriously this part had my heart pounding and I really just wanted to show how awesome this game can be.
We're in position. I'm just trying to get a reading here. Hold on a second. I think I got it. Yes, it's in there with you.
I need more than that.
Right around there. You're gonna have to be careful. Right around there. You're gonna have to be careful. You're nearly there. Left. Okay, that's it. Go right.
You to the airlock systems. Look, it's here, okay? It's up to you.
I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. I finally made it to the point where Ash opens the door to the airlock, and it's at this point, if we're lucky enough to survive, we can see the alien jumping in and out of the vents above the map. So I thought this would be a good time to take a look at how this happens.
The airlock is primed. Wait for it to enter the outer airlock chamber and be ready to close it in.
During the Crew Expendable DLC is that inside the airlock there seems to be a blocked off vent. Now I didn't expect anything to be behind it because as far as I can tell, or from what I've found, we never use it, but to my surprise there is a large vent shaft behind it. During the second DLC, Last Survivor, the vent isn't present at all, so I'm not entirely sure why this is here. Remember earlier when I mentioned I saw something I couldn't quite believe when I saw it for the first time? Well, here it is, and it's to do with the detail on the alien itself. Check this out, guys. Not that you'd ever be able to see it normally, because if we got this close to the alien you would no doubt have your face chewed off. But take a look at some of the detailing on the alien's hands. It even has the skull-looking knuckles from the films. In fact, if you look up alien film props, alien hand, and take a look at some of the images, you'll see exactly what I mean. It doesn't get much more detailed than this, and I know I've said this before, but this is exactly the reason why I love making these videos and showing you what I find in these games so we can all appreciate them together.
We're gonna blow up the ship. We'll take our chances in the shuttle.
Good.
We're gonna need coolant for the air support system.
There was only really one part in the DLC that I could show you, the outer sections of the ship, and it is pretty big, but the best out of bounds viewing can be seen in the original episode I made, so if you do fancy seeing more of this game, be sure to check out the description and I'll leave a link in there. During the DLC Last Survivor, we open these huge doors to enter the landing claw, which we saw earlier, except this time we're on the bottom floor, and I was quite surprised to see it all here before the doors opened. I genuinely had it in my mind that it wouldn't be loaded up until we pulled the lever to open the doors, but as you can see, we now have the part of the map loaded up that led us through the doorway to space earlier. Also, as we fly up and take a look at the balcony section now, we can see that the doors up here are still present, although there is nothing behind them. And if I just go ahead and spin the camera around, we can also find the dead guy is still up here, albeit with a little less bloody mess around him than we saw in the Crew Expendable DLC. I mentioned earlier that in this DLC, the airlock no longer has the vent we originally saw, which makes me wonder if it was part of the map that the devs decided wasn't needed, so simply blocked it off. Alright, that is it for another episode of Slipping Out. Don't forget, for extra info on Slippy Slides, feel free to come and join me on all the usual social media sites that can be found in the description. It will be great to see you all there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support recently. I've got another episode in the making, but it is a big game, so it's taking a little longer. But for now, until then, take care, guys.
Last word. I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies.